we are Comics CCC. We're a pop-up comic book shop run by two comics loving buddies. It's Guesty, I'm Rob. We're locals to Leamington Spa. And we've been popping up at different events and markets for the last 12 months.
Yeah, we've done a couple of movie festivals in the local area. We've also, like Rob says, done a couple of markets around the area, and we're also popping up at local venues such as the one we're in today. So yeah, we've been going for about 6-7 months now, and we'd like to take things a bit further.
We're doing this Indiegogo campaign because we're trying to raise funding for our comic book shop. We believe there is enough room in the marketplace in Leamington Spa to open an independent comic book shop. With our dealings in the last 12 months with our customers and people, and online, the biggest question we get is, when are you going to open a shop? So we want to do that this year, and hopefully we can do it with your help. We're looking for people to donate. We're going to have loads of brilliant perks within our campaign. We're going to have funding goals so that we can offer more and more and more as we get more donations. We want to offer a bigger selection than what we do now. We want to be open 7 days a week and giving people what they want in terms of comics and all the stuff that goes along with it.
Yeah, I think what we really want to do is we want to offer a wider selection of what we're already doing in graphic novels, comic books, merchandise, but we also want to be offering more selection in the form of more vintage and retro comics, things from the Silver Age, Golden Age of comic books from Marvel and DC, as well as small press releases from artists and writers from the local area as well as the UK who are perhaps struggling to get their information out there or get their weeklies or bi-weekly kind of releases out into the public sphere. Having a section in the comic book shop where people can go to and just peruse, really, discover something new, look at something that they haven't seen before. That goes for all areas really with regards to comics and that. People might be regular readers of a certain type of comic, but they might walk into the shop and find something which is a little bit more left field that they probably haven't seen previously before. Obviously we also want to make this into a kind of a community venture in that it's not going to be a generic high street retail outlet that's going to franchise out there and become a bit more homogenised. What we want to do is offer something a bit more independent and a bit more kind of a personable experience for people to come in and buy comics. We want to offer it so that it's somewhere where people can kind of come together, sit down, have a read of a comic, maybe speak to other people, maybe gaming nights where there's board games people can take part with, maybe film nights as well, and obviously areas where artists and writers can get together and maybe meet their general public or people who read their comic books. Obviously this has come from kind of like our love of comic books, and we love shops like Gosh in London and also Page 45, Nostalgia and Comics up until the point where it got bought out, but we love those kind of independent types of shops where it's a little bit more out of the way, off the beaten track, where people have to come and kind of discover, and once they have discovered you, maybe they've got something which they will like for the rest of their life and they can introduce their friends to as well.
I found out about the Comics etc. guys through Twitter, and I knew that they were doing stuff at the Leamington Market, so I thought that's something that I quite wanted to happen in Leamington, was there to be a comic shop. So I came along and met them a couple of times and found some treasures in the back issue box. So, my feeling is I'd really love there to be a comic shop in Leamington. I'm hoping that this kind of will roll and roll, and they'll get backing. They'll get the money.
I think I just like that it's not, when you're buying on the internet, you kind of you kind of have to research the titles yourself, and you kind of just often either get something and then don't like it, or you don't get something which you might have liked. Whereas with you guys, you can come and actually sort of chat to people for a bit, and people that you guys will actually tell us about stuff that we might be interested in, because you kind of know what comics we get, and it's also it's nice sort of messaging people on Facebook or something. It's a lot sort of feel more direct in terms of sort of like communication than having to deal with someone on eBay who might take like a week, 2 weeks to get back to you, dealing with some sort of one of the bigger chain shops where they kind of just don't really care.
Yeah, it'd be great to actually be able to go to a comic shop in Leamington and actually, flick through titles like you can here, and it's always good to come have a chat with these guys, just talk about comics, about films and whatever. I've been buying comics for them from them for a few months now. Yeah, it's good to come have a chat. And when they didn't have a stall, they'd come round and deliver them. So they're nice guys. They're always going out of their way to supply comics to Leamington. And yeah, it'd be great if they could get a nice little shop sorted out, and you wouldn't have to either resort to the internet or Forbidden Planet.